calm after the storm. Here in Chamonix, we didn't receive a huge amount of snow, not least compared to some parts of Italy and Switzerland, which received around about 1.5 meters at relatively modest elevations. Here we got around about 20 centimetres at mid-mountain, 30 centimetres on the upper mountain, so nothing mega, but we'll take it. But as is often the case here in Chamonix, the quality was very much a mixed bag depending on which of the resorts you headed to on Sunday. Personally, I chose Megeve, and it was unfortunately the wrong decision. It was just wall-to-wall wind crust. It was completely unskiable, absolutely terrible. I headed across to Brevon and it was a bit better over there, still crusty, but at least it was skiable. But of course, by the time I got there, all the best lines had already been taken, so yeah. Bit of a disappointing day for me on Sunday. Apparently at Grand Monte, the snow was pretty good, but as is always the case there, everything was completely skied to death by 11 AM. Virtually every man and his dog in Chamonix was skiing at Grand Monte on Sunday, so yeah. Within 2 hours of opening, it was like a bomb had gone off. All the powder was completely done. Apparently Saint-Gervais was also really good, as it always is really. That's where I would have gone if I hadn't been working in the afternoon. But I'm up at Le Tour now, and by the looks of things, all of the front side of the mountain was also wind crust. Everything here has been completely reworked by the wind. But over on the Tête de Balme side, in the trees, down towards Valocine, there was some lovely powder to be found over there still. It's Tuesday today. I was also up here at Le Tour yesterday on the snowboard, and we're still finding some quite nice hidden pockets of powder in the trees over on the Valocine side. Everything was obvious, was already completely tracked, but if you know where to look, you can still find some pockets of fresh. But the pistes here are absolutely dreamy. So I brought the skinny piste skis out today, and it's just absolutely perfect carving conditions. On-piste carving does not get any better than this. This is the dream really. It's firm, it's fast, it's grippy. Still proper cold winter snow. It hasn't transformed at all in spite of the strong spring sun now. So it's going to be like this for a few days to come. Last week, the forecast was suggesting it's going to be really warm today, with freezing level well above 3,000 metres. But in actual fact, it is warm, it is sunny, but freezing level's more like 2,200. So the snow should still hold up pretty well throughout the day today. I don't often get to ski up at Le Tour because it's so difficult for me to get to. Buses are an absolute nightmare, and I'm not paying a king's ransom for the car park down here. So one of the perks of taking a real job every now and again is that I've been bringing clients up and down from here yesterday and today, so I've got a couple of hours to enjoy myself, which isn't a huge amount of time, but when the snow is this perfect and the queues are, well, non-existent, a couple of hours is more than enough. Chamonix is not really a piste skiing destination, but if you like to carve, then the Tour is the place to come. And this piste over to my left here is the pick of the bunch. Béchat, I think it's called. It's the bread piste from the top of Tête de Balme anyway. It doesn't rival many other resorts for length or variety, but it's the perfect width and the perfect gradient for carving on, doing nice big wide gliding GS turns. And right now it's been groomed to perfection as well, so yeah. This is as good as it gets, and on a day like today it's pretty damn good. A friend did the Vallée Blanche on Sunday when the Midi finally opened. Apparently the snow up there was chest deep, which, as I've said before, is too deep to ski on the Vallée Blanche. You can't move up there. Apparently it took them about 5 hours to ski the Classic, something which would usually take a good skier about half an hour. Just having to basically plough a huge furrow all the way down, like 10-20 metres at a time. One person skis till they stop, someone else leapfrogs them, skis till they stop, over and over again. It was just, yeah, totally unskiable. great morning. Now, back to the day job. For advancing beginners, the level main area at the bottom of the tour is definitely the place to be right now. Conditions here are still absolutely fantastic. Even for expert skiers, it's still good fun. I always like to just do 1 or 2 laps up here to get back to the car if I've driven up here in the tour. It's clearly been really busy on the Col de Passon yesterday and today. Absolutely hundreds of tracks coming down, but still so much space up there. You can still find lots of untouched snow between the tracks by the look of it. And the exits look a bit chattery, a bit wind scoured, but not too bad. Wednesday today. I've come up to Grand Montet to show you the conditions for the first time in a long time, and there it is, somewhere. It's proper thick pea super. Only the top 100 metres or so of Boschard is out of the clouds. The rest of it is well and truly in the clag. So I think neither you nor I are going to get much out of this endeavour today. But I'm here now, so got to stick with it. The on-piste snow conditions here are still good. Some of the sunny slopes over at the Tour, and especially Brevent-Fougères, are going to have transformed in the sun yesterday and they'll be very spring-like today. But up here it's still cold winter snow. Still lovely to ski on, if you could see. But this visibility right now, the kind of visibility that makes you really nauseous. You can't tell if you're moving, which way's up, which way's down. Basically having to pick my way from pole to pole, so not fun. And I know where I'm going as well, at least I know the lay of the land, so I'm approximately aware where I am on the slope. But yeah, non-locals are going to be having a torrid time today. Just a quick point on commenting and questions etiquette, as I get asked a hell of a lot of questions every week, sometimes hundreds, which is of course great. But first of all, it's much better for everybody, unless the questions are in some way private, if you could ask them down here in the comments. Because I get asked the same question over and over again, and it stops me having to repeat myself if you can all just read the answer to my response to someone else's question. So first of all, where possible, please keep your questions down here in the comments. Otherwise, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. I will respond when I can, but yeah, I'd much rather you post it down here. And secondly, I do get a lot of really great questions, and I'm always happy to help, but equally I get a lot of incredibly stupid questions as well. So please just engage your brains for a second. Try Googling it first. I'm not Google. You'll get a much quicker response from Google than you will from me anyway, and I don't see why I should waste my time responding to questions that people haven't even been bothered to quickly do a quick Google first. Just today, somebody has asked me if it's possible to ski from the ski lift on the Guy de Midi down to Megeve. First of all, the Guy de Midi is not a ski lift. It's a tourist installation where those with the correct skills and experience can get into the backcountry and have an amazing time. But if you think it's a ski lift, you should definitely not be going there. You're going to get yourself killed, so don't do that. But equally, look at a map for God's sake. Megeve's not even in the same postcode as Chamonix. Just use this. Of course, I don't expect every single one of you to know where every single place I'm talking about is every week. Indeed, I don't expect most of you to know where some of these places are. That's completely fine. But just use Google, that's what it's there for. I am not Google. So please, keep the questions coming, but take a moment, take a pause, take a breath, engage this first before pressing send. Because if you ask me a stupid question, I'm going to give you a blunt answer and you're not going to like it. We can finally see. Look, this is Grand Montet in a nutshell. Everything you see above me up there is above the highest lift. Every single one of those tracks has been put in by people who've had to skin up there. Nowhere else in the world gets tracked out as quick as Grand Montet. Even above the top lifts, it's still completely skied out. Yes, in a year or so's time, we're going to be reopening the top cable car, and people will be able to get that. People will be able to get up there without having to put the effort in. But for now, people are having to sweat to ski that, and they're still, look at it, completely skied to death. And this is what the off-piste looks like inbounds. Just in case you think I'm exaggerating when I say Grand Montet is completely skied out by 11 AM on a powder day. The entire front side of the mountain looks like this, probably something like 5 kilometers wide, and not an inch of powder left. So Grand Montet is definitely not the place to be on a powder day. You can still have some fun when it's like this. It's still softish, it's chalky, but yeah, don't expect any powder. I know it's been 2 or 3 days now since the snow came, but I can see across to here from Megeve on Sunday, and yeah, it really is no exaggeration that by 11 AM, indeed more like 10 AM some days, the entire front side of the mountain is just skied out. It's moguls absolutely everywhere. And March is quiet season. Imagine what it's like in February or December. The Pierre-Eric home run here in Grand Montet is still pretty friendly. The top third, so the first leg, the snow up there is lovely. As you come around the big bend, it gets a bit firmer, but the base is very icy, and then it's got kind of like a crumbly top surface. But because it's still pretty quiet this time of year, it's not getting pushed up into big moguls yet. So yeah, it's not amazing skiing, but it's still perfectly fine. It gets much worse than this. Firm winds have really picked up this afternoon. You can see it blowing away what would have been all that lovely nice powder up higher in the north faces of Mont Blanc and just, yeah, redistributing it basically. So it looks like mist and cloud and fog up there, but it's not. That's just the snow getting blown up into the air and moving around. So yeah, goodbye powder in the high north faces. Friday, I'm back up here at the Tour. It's a double dose of sunny carving for you this week. As expected, the snow is very much transformed on most slopes now. Spring rules very much apply. There's no point getting up early and trying to get first lifts. Have a nice lazy morning, come up around 11. First thing this morning, everything was bullet hard. Even on my stiffest, most aggressive carving skis, I was struggling to hold an edge through every single turn. Most turns, but some you're still skidding out. But yeah, from mid-morning onwards it's starting to get nice, and then it's just a case of follow the sun, follow the nice soft spring snow. We are expecting a tiny bit of snow over the weekend, but really nothing meaningful. The forecasted total's been getting less and less every day. Initially they're suggesting 10 to 15 centimetres, now it's 1 or 2 centimetres. By tomorrow it could well be nothing, so yeah. If you are coming out here next week, leave the fat skis at home, bring the skinny skis. You're probably not going to need anything above 80 underfoot. And if you've got race skis or carving skis, even better. Those firm winds on Wednesday have really done a number on what was left of any of the nice powdered snow up on the north faces. It was impressive to watch, but it's very much goodbye snow. You're unlikely to find any powder up there now, unfortunately. If you are wanting to venture into the off-piste, your best bet is probably to go in search of spring corn. Maybe on the sheltered north faces of the Guy Rouge you might still find a little bit of soft snow, because that was less affected by the firm winds. But then, of course, by now, all the classics have already been skied out, like the Keyhole, Bugent, Belvedere, they're all done. So if you are hoping to try and find some fresh snow in the Guy Rouge, you have to be a little bit creative. We're already about to lose our first part of the ski area for the season. Combloux and the Porte de Mont Blanc is set to close after this weekend, 22nd of March. Which is a real shame, because there's still tons of snow there. They've probably got more snow there right now than they had through large chunks of last season. But of course they need to plan their staffing levels. It's difficult for fairly large ski areas to be flexible. Small ski areas can operate with just a handful of staff and they can be much more flexible, but Porte de Mont Blanc isn't huge, but it's big enough that it needs to be able to plan well in advance when they open. And because it is quite a low resort, snow is so unreliable these days, they can't guarantee snow through to the Easter holidays, so they're closing before the Easter holidays even start. Spring is park season for those who are that way inclined, especially once the snow starts to soften up. And up here at the Tour, it's a pretty sizable fun park right now. Obviously I'm not geared up for it, so I'm taking the border cross track over to the left there. But here on the right you've got at least 2 lines of pretty big sized kickers, quite a few features in the midsection and some more kickers lower down as well. So hopefully if I get a chance I'll be able to show you a little quick run through on my way back up. No time for me to run through the park as well, but you get the idea. I've got to head down now, get back to work. That's it for another week. If you haven't done so already, then please don't forget to like and subscribe. I wager there's still hundreds, perhaps even thousands of you who watch me every week who still haven't hit that button. So come on, join the club. It won't hurt, I promise. There's still plenty of life left in this season. Grand Montée is open until the first weekend of May, and after that we still have the Guide Midi as well, so I've still got plenty to keep you entertained. And hopefully next week I'll be out adventuring again, now that my leg's a bit better and I'm not working, so yeah. Should have plenty more entertainment for you next week.